All right, well, welcome to the Back to School Night for Math Analysis 2021. My name is Mr. Fraser. My email and classroom phone numbers are up on the screen, but you don't need to write these down because the information here is available on the syllabus that went home at the beginning of the year, and you can also email me through Aries. All right, so let's get started. So your scholar is in math analysis this year, and math analysis, sometimes also called pre-calculus, is solely intended to prepare students for calculus. That's our goal. So for the seniors, this class is preparing them for college level calculus, or if the student is a sophomore or junior, then we're preparing them for either AB or BC calculus. We offer both at El Camino. I recommend usually AB calculus, unless the student pulls an A with me. If they pull an A with me, they can probably handle straight out to BC calculus from the math analysis class. It is possible. The book we're using is the Pre-Calculus with Limits book shown here, and it's a really good book. It has lots of good, examples they can be looking at. It also has answers in the back that they can check their work as they go along. And then I'll also be using a combination of some practice worksheets I've written and Delta Math. Some of the students used Delta Math last year during the COVID shutdown, and they're familiar with it. I really like Delta Math. I like Delta Math because it has very interactive, where it has examples as they're doing the work. It has videos that they can look at as they're doing the work, and it provides them instant feedback as they're going along. So you'll probably hear something about having to do Delta Math occasionally in our class, and that's just to reinforce what we're doing through the textbook. All right, if you want to make sure that your son or daughter is doing what they need to do to be successful, the first thing I would ask you to do is look to see in their notebooks. Say, let me see your notebook where you're doing your work, and look for red corrections. That when we start the class each day, I hand the students a copy of the answer keys, that I do all the work exactly like I would like to see it done on a test or a quiz, and I ask them to go through and correct their work. And they're going through not just marking it right or wrong, but fixing it. If there's something that wasn't done correctly, take the red pen, take time, and actually fix the work, so then they have something to study. When it comes time for quizzes and tests, you want to look at problems that you missed in the past and actually check those and practice those. Maybe do it again. So if they're doing that red corrections, they know what problems they should be re-practicing in order to be ready for the test or quiz. You can also ask to see their stamp sheet. The stamp sheet is given to them at the beginning of each week, and it lists all the assignments that we're going to do in class for the week, and it also lists if we're going to have any tests or quizzes. Look to see that they're getting 5s all the way down the line. Now, they're going to be recording their own scores, but I walk around and check them. They should be circling or highlighting 5s if they've done all their work. Now, mind you, this is if they've attempted it, not necessarily right or wrong, but if they've attempted their work. If you're seeing 2s or 3s or scratched out assignments, that means they're not doing what they need to do. They need to be doing the homework every night if they truly want to be successful. Now, you can also look at Aries, and I post the grades usually about once a week at least. So make sure that they're keeping up in Aries and know how they're doing. And then you can also email me or call me. Again, email is the preferred one. I'll get back to you right away usually. The calls, it tends to go to voicemail, and it may take a day or two to get back to you. Email, though, it goes to my phone, and even if I'm not at campus at the time, if you email me at night, usually I can respond back that evening. Now, I mentioned about doing the corrections with the red pen. This is what it should look like. That it's not a matter of just marking things right or wrong, but actually going back and fixing things, giving them something to study. So look to see if they have their corrections on either the worksheets or in their notebooks. The graph paper here is an example of somebody's notebook. Here's what the stamp sheet should look like. Now, first off, understand that for this class, they're going to get homework every night. This is a college prep class. They're going to get somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes on an average. If you want to make sure that they're doing what they should be doing, look at that column on the right-hand side and see if they're circling 5s. If they're doing that, they're doing all their work. Now, in this example here, somebody skipped Wednesday night's homework, and they did very little of Monday's homework. And they're not finishing any of their assignments because they're not getting any 5s. Don't let the students tell you they don't get homework. If somebody says that they don't have homework, say, let me see your stamp sheet and let me see your work. If they can show you that they have it, then they've got the homework done. But if they can't show you it, they're not done. They're just trying to cheat it. Okay, make sure that they're getting their homework done. Now, I'm also posting in Google Classroom. In Google Classroom, I have that stamp sheet available, and I post it once a week. But I also put links for every resource that we're going to be using. So if I have a handout or a worksheet that I want them to do, in the stamp sheet, I have a link for it that in case they're absent or if they're in quarantine, they can still keep up. They can click the link, either print it or handwrite it, and still have everything that they need. In addition, for those that are in quarantine, I am also posting the class notes. So as we go along, they can also see all the notes from every day, even if they're in class, and let's say they're confused about what was supposed to be homework or how to do something, they can click on Classroom, look at the notes if they missed something in class, or if they forget to pick something up, they can still click and either print or handwrite the worksheet. So this is great for either people in quarantine or for those that are in class but maybe forgot to do something. Okay. Now I'm not collecting work through Google Classroom though. I am collecting everything in class. So if they're in quarantine, they're going to bring it all back to me when they come back from quarantine. Now if they click the Classwork tab, which I've circled here and right, it's going to take them to this page. And where I've circled is the week 5 assignment sheet. If they click on it, it'll open up a link like this. Again, here's what the assignment sheet looks like, and it'll list when their quiz is. For instance, there's a quiz on Monday and a Delta Math practice on Thursday. But it also shows like where all the worksheets are, and these things in blue they can click and it'll open up the worksheet for them. So again, they can either handwrite it if they don't have a printer, or if they have the printer, they can just print it out. Now, if they're in class, they should be getting a copy of this. I always give copies for every handouts if they're in class. I also mentioned that I am posting all of the notes for classwork, and this is what that would look like. For week 4, here's the notes that we did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday was a quiz day, and there wasn't any notes. Now, as far as other resources that are available, there is tutoring available on campus. I am available every day at lunch, and I'm also doing Thursday after-school tutoring. So they can either come in any day at lunch, they don't have to make arrangements, just come in and get some help. Otherwise, Thursdays after school. In addition, I also have the ecwildcat.weebly.com website. This is a website I put together for the entire math department at El Camino, and it provides lots of valuable resources. This is what the website looks like. Now, I don't have math analysis as one of the topics because this is mainly for the graduation requirements, Math 1, Math 2, Math 3. However, a lot of what we do in math analysis was fundamentally started in Math 3. So when they click on one of the links up top, one of the headers, they're going to see that they have some options. There's going to be videos, there's going to be journal entries that are basically summary notes. And if they click on, for instance, videos, they can see all of the major concepts that we covered during any particular year, Math 1, Math 2, or Math 3. And there's a lot of times where I'll tell the students, hey, we're getting ready to start rational functions. If you forgot how to do end behavior rational functions, why don't you jump over to the Math 3 website tonight and review that prior to us starting. So this gives them lots of good starting points for a review, especially if they maybe were distance learning and didn't feel like they learned as much as they should have. This gives them starting points to review so that when we start class and we actually do notes together, they have a better idea of what I'm looking for. So again, this is a really great website. I keep talking to students about using it. It's really the Math 3 ones, and it's just a good way to review all the key concepts they're going to need to be successful when we get into them this year. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to working with your scholar this year. Thank you. Have a good evening.